Performance against Warrington last time out. Catalan are virtually unchanged, not surprisingly. Morgan Escaray at fullback, then it's Vincent Dupont, Ben Pomeroy, Willie Tonga, Michael Oldfield, and this half-back combination, Todd Carney and Scott Duro. And in the forwards, same pack, Jeff Lima, Ian Henderson, Louis Anderson, Zeb Teya, Elliot Whitehead, and captaining the side, Gregory Muniz. In the absence of Remy Casti, the change comes on the bench where Olivia Ellimer comes back into the side, Anthony Maria dropping out, Benjamin Garcia, Julian Busquet and Jason Batteri, his bench partners. The coach is Laurent Frasinou. Salford Red Devils lineup looks a lot stronger than many had anticipated, especially with the surprise return of Kevin Locke at fullback. They're still missing former Dragon Michael Dobson, Ben Jones-Bishop, Mason Caton-Brown and Niall Evans. Locke is at fullback. Josh Griffin, Corey Patterson in the centres alongside Junior Sau, Greg Johnson on the other wing. The halves are Rangi Chase, former Dragons junior Theo Fage. And in the forwards, Scott Taylor, Tommy Lee, Lamatasi, Harrison Hansen, who captains the side, Wella Haraki and Jordan Waln. And on the bench for the Salford Red Devils, Adrian Morley, Daryl Griffin, Adam Waln and Liam Hood. The coach is Iestyn Harris. Well, in the build-up to this game, a lot of attention on two of the most mercurial players in Super League, Todd Carney and Rangi Chase. Let's have a look at Todd Carney first. Scott Duro, Terry, got man of the match last week against Warrington, but this guy was outstanding.
Well, he made his debut, and he's a player that plays without any fear, and he backs himself, he backs his own ability. Going for the 40-20 on the third play, it just comes up short, but he's willing to try any play, and that's what makes him such an exciting player. You look at his running game, when he gets the ball in two hands, he's always looking for space, he's always looking to get that tired defender. Look at him, options either side, he's got time on the ball, and that's what makes him a very classy player. Turned up in the South of France, and he's there to play.
Well, all the buzz this week has been about the performance of Rangi Chase last week against Hull, and one moment in particular that seems to have captivated the sporting public, not just rugby league fans, Barry.
Well, he was sensational last weekend in round 3, and another player that plays without fear, Tez. He seems to have time on the ball, and the magic tricks that he seems to pull off are absolutely outstanding. He'll need to probably pay attention to the nuts and bolts of the game and try and match the kicking game of his counterpart in Todd Carney. But if he comes up with stuff like this when Salford are in a hole, then my word, it's just good to watch. He partners Theo Fage, the young Frenchman. A big day for him, playing in his native country, but he's the talisman of the Salford side, and expect him to have his hand on the ball most of the time.
Well, a good smoke screen from the Red Devils ahead of this one, with Rangi Chase being interviewed and saying, "Oh, I don't mind playing at fullback, I'll play wherever they want me to play," and everything seemed to be pointing to Rangi Chase playing at fullback. Lo and behold, Kevin Locke pops up, having been out of action, only 7 appearances since his debut last July, Kevin Locke, and this only his second appearance of the season. But if he can turn it on as well, what a bonus that is for Salford, Terry.
Fabulous player, Kevin Locke, when he's got the ball in his hand. And you know, if Rangi Chase would have gone to fullback, and Catalan, I'm sure, with Laurent Frasinou, who was the coach, would have been doing a lot of work on, don't give him space, cut down on his thinking time if Rangi Chase was at fullback. Well, Kevin Locke is very similar to the Rangi Chase, the way he plays the game. I think this is going to be an immense tussle. You've got a big, powerful forwards, you've got some classy players in the backs from both sides, and it's just going to be all on from the kickoff.
You have to say the Salford pack is there, well represented. It's in the three quarters where they really are here. When you go through who is missing, Michael Dobson, Ben Jones-Bishop and several more.
Yeah, Corey Patterson, the former boxer, who's made his living and plied his trade in the pack, in the forwards. He's a little bit wider, he's on the fringes. You'd expect the ball handlers to give him the ball early, give him time, don't have him anxious when the ball's being shifted. Give him the ball early, and the players around him will just hold the timing of their run, ready for those immense offloads he's got in his game.
Well, we are having one or two issues with the pictures we're receiving from France, and doing our best to try and remedy that problem. Game getting underway very shortly at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. A lovely day, just a little bit breezy. It was even more breezy when Salford arrived in France. On Thursday, I think they went across to prepare for this game. A hair-raising journey, according to their coach, Iestyn Harris. Very strong winds, which they can get at this time of the year. Coach nearly blown off the motorway on their way from Barcelona up to Perpignan. Thankfully, things have calmed down a bit for this game. And again, as it was last weekend for the Warrington game, looks like perfect conditions.
Well, both teams enjoy throwing the ball around. We've got lots of speed. We've got lots of initiative in the halfbacks. We've already touched on those. Well, those halfbacks won't have the time and space without the big men in the middle. Zebtai is in fantastic form, plays his 38th consecutive game. A wonderful player, and it's hard to believe that he's only got one international cap for New Zealand back in 2010.
Phil Bentham is the referee for this game, and big game for Jason Botteri. And a great performer there is Corey Patterson, but Jason Botteri going into this game having become a dad overnight. His partner Julie gave birth to their first daughter, Lali, and Jason Botteri actually spent the night at hospital in Perpignan while his partner was giving birth, and has had very little sleep going into this game. He's probably snoozing on the bench, actually, as we come underway at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. It's Catalan Dragons, third in the table, looking to consolidate that. They can't overhaul St Helens and Leeds above them, but they can consolidate a top 3 position. Again, oh, ball dropped. First play, first touch. Well, it wasn't a touch for Louis Anderson, and under no real pressure.
Well, Louis Anderson, he sidesteps. I think it's Tommy Lee who goes down low. He steps off his right. I think when he goes through the space and when he goes through the gap, he gets caught out.
It probably just took his focus and attention off the ball, and that momentary lapse led to the fumble. And that's probably a defensive win.
Wait for it.
Again, apologies for the quality of the pictures you're seeing. We are trying our best to remedy the problems. Anything coming in from France, but Salford, they haven't got any problems at the moment. They're looking to cause problems for the Catalan Dragons and capitalise on that error from Louis Anderson.
Well, this is a good position with so many threats. Salford haven't gone in for the try, Bill.
Well, they have. First try of the game, and Junior Sao, it looks as though, has scored it. And, well, that is a brilliant start for the Salford Red Devils, because that early error from Louis Anderson, and under no real pressure, and Salford have come up with the try.
And you make mistakes against Salford, and we've talked about Rangi Chase, we talk about Kevin Locke and Theo Fage as well. There's some very good players within that side who can create space from absolutely nothing. And when you've got the likes of Junior Sao, who's playing out wide, he might not be the biggest of men, but he's a powerful bloke.
What a start that is for those Salford, the one behind the Times Wigan supporter by the look of things, who've made the journey.
Well, good field position, coming from an early mistake. Tommy Lee, look at him, scanning for information, looking at the opportunities that are available. And that's a bad attempt at a tackle by Todd Carney. A little bit of game plan there, I feel. Todd Carney, if he's allowed to play his own game as he was last week against Warrington, he's just going to run the joint. But Salford are choosing maybe to take a little bit of petrol out of his tank, give him some defence to do, and that close to the line. Although he didn't miss the tackle, he couldn't stop Junior Sao getting the ball down.
Try awarded, no need for the video ref. And Terry's just picked me up on a matter of Salford history there. That was a 1991 Salford shirt.
He played in that, Bill,
Yeah, played
in that shirt?
Well, probably.
It looks big enough.
There'd be no sweat on it.
That is that. Oh, it looked as though it was on target. Waved away. And Josh Griffin, I think, looking a bit...
Well, he was looking behind to the touch judges, wasn't he? Well, there you go. You make the mistake, and Lauren Fraser, he knows about the threats that Salford have. Him and Michael Monaghan and Shaw been talking about the players that can do you damage if you're close to your line.
Conversion attempt missed. And that opening few minutes try from Junior Sao, his second of the season, has given the Salford Red Devils the best possible start in the sunshine in Perpignan. Louis Anderson will be kicking himself for that error that led to the position from which Salford went over for that try. There is the try scorer. Couldn't play the ball from the Red Devils.
They're catching them on the back foot. They can't get set yet. You can see how fiercely that they're running into collision. They're playing the ball very fast. They're looking to go to the edge now, and every collision from the kickoff, it's gone in Salford's favour.
Scott Taylor is tackled just inside the Catalan half, and Theo Fage hoists that kick out towards the wing. Brilliantly taken by Corey Patterson, keeps it alive. And Griffin couldn't quite collect it. What a climb that was.
Well, how dare I say that Corey Patterson is out of position. He leaps like any decent outfield player. Eyes on the ball, pouches it, passes it before he's officially tackled, and it resulted in nothing in the end.
This has been a great start, though, from Salford, and again, unfortunately, we have lost the pictures from France, but Catalan, well, shaky at the start of this, and Salford look as though they're prepared to capitalise on it, don't they?
Well, I think people have been scratching their heads. Corey Patterson playing out in the centre, and could he come up with a job? Well, certainly from that kick and chase, and when he pouches that ball, it certainly shows that he's ready for this game.
A let-off there for the Catalan Dragons, who really haven't had a chance to get into this game, and now off scampers Henderson, but that ball has been lost again. So they've had the ball twice, I think, and they've knocked on and gifted possession to Catalan. Now they conceded the penalty.
And now I think they give the penalty here. You're right, Bill. Scott Giroux, the man who's give the penalty away. The tackle was complete, comes up with the ball. Again, just cheap meters this.
Well, this is another great position for the Salford Red Devils. They scored from that first Catalan error, and Jordan Wall, the 22-year-old playing at loose forward, drives the ball in from the penalty. The skipper, Harrison Hansen, reversing towards that try line, and there's 4 Catalan Dragons, 5 at one point, with Morgan Escaray involved, trying to stop his progress. Tommy Lee, change of direction, the ball goes to ground, and Oldfield's knocked that on. He's gone backwards. And Josh Griffin is quite right to ask the question there, because I think Oldfield knocked that on, Stuart.
Well, I think he was always going back towards his own goal line, so he will get away with it for that reason. So it's not a very good position to try and bring it away from their own line, though.
Well, they've got to be patient here. Catalan, all the pressure is on them at the minute. And I know we're only 6 minutes into the game, but Salford have come to the south of France. They're here to play. The forwards are doing the job. They're getting over the gain line, and they're tackling in numbers.
They lead by 4 points to 0. They've dominated the opening salvos of this game. And the kick finds touch. And again, apologies for the breakup on the picture from France.
Well, there's another one of those early kicks from Todd Carney, just over his 30-metre line. And I doubt very much whether he's going for a 40-20. If that is the result of it, that's a bonus. He needed to get his team as far away from their own red zone, and that bottom third where they've spent the opening 7 minutes or so. But a good decision and a good bit of game management from Todd Carney.
And give some praise as well to Lamatasi. He's the one who got off the line. He was tight to the ruck. He's put pressure on Todd Carney from the inside, and probably he's not got the distance on that he was looking for.
So Catalan will be looking to force an error from Salford this time. All the errors have come from the Catalan Dragons so far in the opening 7.5 minutes of this game at the start. Gilbert Brutus in a sloppy start from the Catalan Dragons. It's been a lively start from the Salford Red Devils, who lead by 4 points to 0.
Sorry, Bill, Jordan Wall, he started very strongly in this game, taking the ball tight to the ruck into the heart of the Catalan defence.
Well, Salford have really done it tough on their visits to France to face the Dragons since 2006. They've won only three of 10 league and cup visits to Perpignan, and they've lost on each of their last 3 in the southwest of France. But at the moment they lead by 4 points to 0. Again, problems with the pictures from France, and apologies for that. And Catalan, well, is this overconfidence, a sloppy start? They were so good against Warrington last time out.
If you do have a question mark, and you could probably rope both teams together, it's the temperament and the discipline. We've seen in the opening period that the Catalan Dragons, when things haven't gone their way, that results in penalties, frustration, and we've certainly got some abrasive players in the Catalan camp, and Salford can be guilty of that at times, but when they play with composure and the game seems to be in a nice rhythm, they're playing in the way that they're capable of.
And the scoreboard will have a big influence on that, won't it, Barry? If you talk about two sides being fiery in the forwards, they've got some fiery outside backs as well. But whoever's leading on the scoreboard, they're the ones who need to be they're the ones who need to make sure that they're composed, because it'll be the other side that'll start giving those penalties away.
But Catalan pride themselves on their dominance of opponents at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. That Salford record speaks volumes about how difficult it is to win in Perpignan. So it's a godsend if they come out and they're feeling a little bit overconfident and sloppy.
Well, that may well be why the Salford Red Devils chose to go out on Thursday, give themselves time to settle, spend some time in camp. You can often iron out some of those things that are going on internally and spend time with your teammates, and as a coach I'm sure that Iestyn Harris will have made the most of this time. It's been a difficult period for the Salford Red Devils with one or two issues off the pitch, and it's important in times like that you pull things together, you galvanise. And you know, we've not mentioned Tim Sheens and maybe the influence that he might start to have on the squad.
Tim Sheens, of course, visiting the UK and a guest of Marwan Kukash. Pictures have been restored just in time to see whether Corey Patterson has got that ball away to Josh Griffin for what looks like another Salford Red Devils try. We're as much in the dark as you, unfortunately, due to the loss of the pictures, but just a glimpse, a teasing shot of what could be another Salford Red Devils try.
Well, it looks close range yet again, doesn't it? The try's awarded. Close range try from Salford, so Catalan are under pressure. Whether this try's come off the back of a mistake. Good build-up from Salford.
We talked about it, didn't we, Tez? Corey Patterson in the centre, and it may, you know, sometimes you look at the big men out wide and you wonder whether they're going to have the right agility to handle people who are coming at them, but what it will give Corey Patterson is some one-on-ones.
Well, there's no mistake about this one. Josh Griffin on target. What a start this is for the Salford Red Devils.
Well, Salford can conjure something up out of nothing, and it's the kick from Rangi Chase. Corey Patterson again, he's had some joy early in this game, getting over his opposite in Michael Oldfield, offloads that ball. Fabulous effort and a fabulous start as well for the Red Devils.
Salford leading 10-0 in Perpignan. Salford bottom of the table. Okay, it's early days. The Catalan third and looking for their third win in a row, but Salford dominating proceedings at the Stade Gilbert Brutus and growing in confidence, and Corey Patterson obviously playing a big part in this opening quarter of an hour performance from the Red Devils.
And Jordan Wallen as well. Corey Patterson, because he's so big, he'll want an early ball. He wants to pick his own line and where he's going to run. Rangi Chase with the show and go. He's trying to pull one of those defenders out the line.
It was Todd Carney. I think that might be a battle that we'll enjoy watching, but that's 1-0.
Tommy Lee. Nice little kick down the line. Morgan Escoredo brings it back in field, but great chase from Salford. Wella Haraki there to make the tackle. Tommy Lee as well, the kicker, was following up. And they've got Catalan pinned, and they're looking for another error. Well, they've been very generous in that department, Catalan, so far.
And again, just have a little look at this line speed from Salford. You can hear them talking from the ref's mic as Ian Henderson gets up from dummy half.
Salford leading by 10 points to 0, and Catalan in possession as we lose pictures again. And again, apologies for the problems we are having outside our control. We, of course, taking the pictures from our French colleagues and unable at the moment to bring you those, for which we apologise.
I wonder what Catalan will be thinking now. Will they be frustrated? Will they be looking at what's in front of them in Rangi Chase and Kevin Locke? They're getting outplayed on the left edge, where Corey Patterson's been very influential in the opening part of this game.
He's a very athletic man, Corey Patterson.
He is, and he's...
You don't give up the sport and go off and make a success of a career as a boxer.
No, and he's 6'4" on his records as well, so he's certainly got the height to combat Ben Pomeroy, who's been really good in the opening couple of games, and I'm sure that's another key battle that could have a massive influence on this game.
Corey Patterson's 27 years of age. He had 2 wins from 2 fights out when he gave up rugby league briefly. Now back in the game, the former Hull Kingston Rovers player in 2013. And Salford back in possession as we're able to rejoin the action. That's quick hands and finds Griffin, and Griffin cuts infield.
Used as a foil on that occasion. The ball went behind him. Fast hands by Kevin Locke.
Here is Theo Fage. Rangi Chase. Outrageously simple pass from Rangi Chase there. Every time he gets the ball now, you expect him to do something outrageous. Fage stabs the kick in, and again it's a scramble, and Escaray has to belt that ball dead under pressure from Harrison Hansen.
Well, whether it be the kicking game from Salford or the passing game, look at that. That's soft hands, that. And that shows you a player who's not under pressure when the defensive line's cutting down on him. He just puts that neat little pass away, and then the pressure from Harrison Hansen. And Ian Henderson already questioning the referee, Phil Bentham.
He probably just wants a break. The weight of possession been with Salford. Ian Henderson, a wily operator.
And it's another warm day in Perpignan, about 15-16 degrees. Beautiful place to be playing.
And you'd rather make sure that you keep hold of the ball, you turn it over on your terms, than keep defending near your own try line.
Chase. Catalan again on the back foot. Salford really dominating proceedings here. Look at the confidence they're playing with now, especially this man, Corey Patterson. What a start this is for Salford. Another try, their 3rd of the game, and they are cutting the much vaunted Catalan defence to shreds. Unbelievable. Corey Patterson, his first try of the season. We've seen him set one up, and now look at this finish.
Well, it's in no small part due to Harrison Hansen, who does an old-fashioned turn-up play, creating the extra number. Theo Fage collects it, then it's a one-on-one. I talked about the one-on-ones being really good for Corey Patterson. He gets a one-on-one with Ben Pomeroy. He's too big, and the try line is too close, and Morgan Escaray can't do anything other than go for a ride after he gets over the line.
14-0. Only 16.5 minutes gone. Not many people would have anticipated Salford being in this position, and with Griffin slotting 2 more, this is just too good for the Salford Red Devils.
Well, that's what you call coming onto the crash ball at speed, and you can see that he picks out Pomeroy, but he also picks out Scott Giroux, one of the smaller players in the Catalan line. He just gets straight over the top of them, and the power, the momentum that he's got going forward, it was going to be very difficult to stop him.
Outside, boys.
Catalan 0, Salford 16. What an opening quarter this has been for the Salford Red Devils. Coming up next week on Sky Sports, Huddersfield Giants against the Castleford Tigers, who will be walking tall after demolishing Wigan Warriors in round 4. That's next Thursday, 7:30 Sky Sports 3. And then one of the big games of the season always is Warrington taking on the Leeds Rhinos at the Hallowell-Jones Stadium. That's next Friday, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And Salford get the penalty, and Catalan, well, they just can't get a look in this game so far.
Well, it's Jordan Wall. Every time that they go into the tackle, you can see Louis Anderson comes up with the high shot. The previous player to this, they committed 4 defenders. They can't get off the line. They can't put pressure on Jordan Wall, who's coming onto that ball like a steam train. And as I said earlier, only started this game very well. Look at that. Harrison Hansen not holding back, running into the tackle.
Hold! Got 1.
Tommy Lee then. Here's Theo Fage and Jordan Waln.
2, release Greg! Back
And
up,
Catalan
boys. Wait on 2, go.
hardly
Play
ventured
on.
out of
Move
their
to
own
side.
half. Chase.
3,
Good
move!
storming run from Lamatasi.
Go 3.
3 tackles gone. They're in again here. Tommy Lee has got that ball down, I think. And this is just unbelievable from the Salford Red Devils. Phil Bentham immediately awards the try. Tommy Lee celebrates his first try of the season. And it's just getting better and better for these Red Devils.
Well, Salford at the minute are exposing Catalan's forwards. They're playing it tight. They're going straight down the middle. Jerome Guisset, the assistant coach, goes on to hopefully give some advice, but just have a little look at that. The footwork, Louis Anderson's left clutching. Tommy Lee gets out from dummy half. You can see that some of the Catalan defenders are stood back on the try line. Some are moving up, and Louis Anderson, well, he spotted the double pump. He can't effect that tackle to stop Tommy Lee from scoring.
Well, it's Elliot Whitehead who almost opens the door for Tommy Lee to go into. You're right, it was a staggered defensive line, and Tommy Lee's too smart to be given that opportunity so close to the line. Well, who'd have thunk it? 20-0.
Griffin on target again.
And it's
Catalan 0, Salford 22.
I'm sorry, Bill, these aren't even high-risk plays. These are just simple one-up with support, get up from dummy half. You can see Louis Anderson just stood there. His feet were planted. It was going to be very difficult to stop a running dummy half player like Sir Tommy Lee.
And it was Theo Fage who was stood at first receiver, and I think that's what caused the indecision. Expected the ball to go off the floor, straight into Theo Fage. That's why Elliot Whitehead got up. But great play again from Salford.
Okay, boys, onside.
Scott Giroux gets the Dragons underway. Quarter of the game gone. It has been Salford all the way, and that's not overstating it, really. Catalan just have not had a look in.
Well, they've kept all the possession, and when they've had possession, they've turned it over when they want to. They've had a very good kick chase. They're under pressure here.
Second, okay,
but you only put yourself under pressure if you start to force the pass, if you try to make mistakes. And probably was all the talk early on in the week from the Catalan camp, keep your eyes on Rangi Chase. I think they've took their eyes off what the forwards are doing.
Here's one of the try scorers, the man who set the ball rolling for Salford with that early try, Junior Sao. Todd Carney hasn't, well, because of the way the game has been panning out, we've hardly seen anything of him.
Well, he's been doing a lot of defending. Every time you see everybody on that right edge in a red shirt, they've been aiming straight up at Todd Carney.
And Escaray has to leave that one. Good kick. They're doing everything right, Salford.
Well, that's game control, isn't it? Tommy Lee. See Jeff Lima. Well, they'll be frustrated on the bench. And Garcia's getting ready to come onto the pitch, but there'll be some frustration in that Catalan camp. They know things aren't going their way. You've got Junior Sao, Rangi Chase. You've got Corey Patterson on the left edge that's just having a field day. And forwards are really taking this battle to the Catalan pack.
Olivier Elmer out there for the Catalan Dragons, back in the side after a one-game suspension. Catalan just need to steady the ship.
Well, it's a point a minute that they've conceded so far in this game. And Olivier Elmer, we talked about him last night. When he comes onto the pitch, he's got to make an impact, but he's got to make sure that he's controlled, his aggression's there, and he just takes this ball forward and looks to win play one.
Salford's last win in the south of France was a record-breaking occasion for one of their players. Jody Broughton scored all 4 of their tries in a 22-10 victory in March 2011. Well, long way to go, but those Salford fans who've made the journey to Perpignan will be thinking that maybe they can see this one through and collect a rare away victory against the Catalan Dragons. Not a great kick, and Kevin Locke at full-back for the Salford Red Devils collects.
Well, Bill, we're watching this game thinking how confident Salford must be. The Catalan Dragons, I firmly believe that they don't care about the scoreboard, and there's a belief in their minds, in their camp, that they can score 22 points in the blink of an eye. If Carney, Giroux get the kicking game in order, the middle unit, they start to function, stop giving penalties away, then they've got points in them.
As well a Haraki. Junior Sao. Try scorer Tommy Lee. A high kick, and One or two players looking at each other for the Catalan Dragons there before Michael Oldfield claims it.
And when that kick goes up, there was a lot more pressure from the Salford line. I'm sure that if Michael Oldfield had just had a little glance to the side, he would have saw a red wall coming up on putting pressure on him.
Well, at least Catalan have enjoyed a spell of possession. There's Zebtea, who scored a couple of tries against Warrington last week, hasn't had a look in so far. One of the danger men. There's Jason Bateri off the bench, having spent the night in the hospital. Now here is Zebtea. Now he's getting a look in. He's got support. He doesn't need it. Goes all the way himself. Gets the try. And Catalan, are they on the comeback trail? I said he's a danger man. He chose to go on his own, and Jerome Guisset, well, you wouldn't know it from the look on his face, but maybe that'll bring a little bit of comfort to them after a torrid start here.
Well, that's the potential in this Dragons side. They overloaded the short side, isolated Junius out. You watch him in the pitch, he has an impossible decision to make. Do I go for Todd Carney, or do I stay out for the big fella? And it was a simple tip on, and Zebtea, who's a fabulous player. I'm a big admirer. So versatile. He's got the skills to play in the backs, the speed to play in the backs, but he's got enough toughness to play in the middle and plenty of grunt as well. So some good stuff from the Catalan Dragons. That'll give him a bit of confidence. It was nice setup. As I said, they recognised the numbers on the short side. I think they're taking a look at something here, Stuart.
Well, I'm not so sure they have. You know, the try was awarded straight away. We never had any referral.
No, the try was awarded. Scott Giroux, was there something in that tackle, perhaps?
I don't know. I think the French broadcasters obviously saw something against one of the Catalan Dragons players.
Scott Giroux is on target. He didn't miss against Warrington last week. First chance of this one, he's on target. And Catalan have points on the board and can start to threaten this Salford lead now.
Well, you want your influential players to touch the ball. You've got Henderson, then you've got Carney, then you've got Zebtea. Showed up well last week against Warrington, scored in 2 tries. Just have a look at the way he just changes the tempo of his run. As soon as he does that, Kevin Locke then gets interested in what the Catalan winger is doing in Vincent Dupont.
Corey Patterson, one of the Salford try scorers in this superb opening quarter for them, opening half hour. Well, it was going so well, but they've conceded. And Catalan doing what they do best on that occasion.
Well, looking to shift the ball in their own 20. Trying to get outside of Salford, but Corey Patterson not only showing up well with the ball, he's also showing up defensively as well, cutting some of the players down.
I wonder if we're on course for another points fest. There was one between these two sides last May when Catalan won 37-24. Morgan Escaray got a hat-trick, and sun on their backs, pitch looks good.
Well, there's a penalty here, hands in on the ball. It's Harrison Hansen, the man that's penalised for Salford. You can see the little strip. Phil Bentham, no option but to give that penalty to the Catalan side.
Sure, I heard Jerome Guisset on the pitch side microphone bellowing faster, play the ball.
Well, they need to win the up. They need to make sure that they give Ian Henderson something to get out from dummy half. And Scott Giroux, when he goes at the line, he's got option inside and outside. He's going to try and isolate a Salford defender.
Well, Stuart, I think, saw something there, and the referee has as well.
But it certainly looked like somebody had thrown a punch in that, but I think it looks like he's given the penalty for not releasing.
It was Adam Wall who came in late, tried to add a little bit of beef to that last tackle.
Sure looked like a swinging arm, but suddenly the pendulum has swung the Catalan Dragons' way, and Zebtea is threatening again. This time, Junior Sau and Rangi Chase are on top of him. Todd Carney keeping it simple. Here's Benjamin Garcia, very highly rated 21-year-old prop. Gets to his feet and plays the ball. Scott Giroux, Olivier Ellimer shrugs off the first tackle, but is brought down by Jordan Waln. Henderson taking him on his own. Very nearly found a way through. His opposite number, Tommy Lee, made the tackle on the last. The ball is back with Scott Giroud. Dinks a kick across field. They'll all climb for it. It's batted back. It's back to zero. Free play. There was a Salford hand in there. Escaré will try a little bit of wizardry. Corey Patterson dumps him to the ground.
There's little and large for you.
That's got to be a penalty.
Morgan Escaré has the big fella, all 6'4" of him, round his ankles.
You've got to wonder at Morgan Escaré's durability, ever present last year. This is his 37th consecutive appearance. He really takes some stick. He's a little guy.
He does, but he's got some fabulous footwork. He stands some of the big men up all the time because of his speed. He's so durable, though.
Hold.
Scott Giroud getting in the ear of referee Bentham, which won't please the referee.
He thought his team had the momentum. He wanted to tap the ball and get on with it.
Move now.
Well, they've lost a little bit of momentum. They've got the territory. They've got Salford where they want them. And there's an opportunity now, but Salford with their defence marshalled, Carney teasing those Red Devils defenders, but they hold their position. Here is Carney. Giroud now. Good strong run from Garcia.
Move now.
3 tackles gone. If Salford can withstand this pressure, this will be a good result for them. Henderson, short pass. Oh, Zebtai almost there. Escaré dots the ball down, but it was not forward. Zebtai, they just managed to get a hold of his ankle and deny him a second try.
Well, it's a fabulous line, Zebtai. Wella Haraki, again, just sitting back defensively. Goes to offload that ball to Morgan Escaré. The shape that they have on this short side.
I'm not going to play from there.
And it's very difficult. We talked about it last night in commentary. It's difficult to bring that ball in when you've made the decision. Someone screaming for the ball. And then the last split second, you think, I shouldn't give that. Well, the ball's already gone.
Salford leading 22 points to 6 after half an hour at the start. Gilbert Brutus in Perpignan. Again, problems with the pictures from France, and we apologise for that. It has been a pretty good picture up to date for the Salford Red Devils. Just the 1 try conceded.
Goal, that's fine, 2.
And they've had much the better of things on a ground where not many teams can say that. Warrington, the last side to win at the Stade Gilbert Brutus back at the start of August. The kick charged down, and it's gathered by Catalan. And Jason Battieri is gathered by the Red Devils and caught something there.
Well, he was desperate when he was chasing that ball back. Rangi Chase kicks and leads the chase, but Jason Battieri, the ball's bobbling all over the place. He does collect a stray knee from, is it Jordan Wall?
Adam Wall. It's Adam Wall, the substitute.
Adam Wall.
Oh, well, you can't really go into a tackle leading with your knees like that. You know, quite often you do get accidental collisions with the knees, but he's certainly gone in knees first, and you know that's not good.
Adam Wall off the bench and has been involved in a couple of moments since he's come on the field, and this is not good viewing, I'm afraid. Well, Gareth Hock got into trouble for use of the knees, ironically for Salford. And
is it accidental or is it intentional?
Well, it's I think the video referees had a look at it and deemed that it's accidental collision. I just heard Phil Bentham say there.
First tackle, mate.
Well, Adrian Morley's on, Daryl Griffin's on, Adam Wallen's on now. We've changed some of the forwards to try and keep this going. Catalan give the ball to Vincent Duport. It's a good battle, isn't it?
Vincent Duport is tackled. Catalan having their best period of the game, having really been on the back foot for the opening 20. They've got that try, and they are dominating possession. Giroud, Escaré, Pomeroy, big man, but Corey Patterson, his opposite number, puts him down.
Theo, timing. 4.
Elima.
Will that look forward?
Henderson, there's an opportunity here. Garcia cuts back in field, the ball is batted down. That's the 5th tackle. Wasn't played at, says the referee, just hit him. Elima can't believe it. Quick hands, they are in the corner. Dupont, that was great play from the Catalan Dragons. Went for it on the last. Delightful handling, and Catalan are getting their act together. And their supporters, just a hint of frustration from them when Salford were in control, but they'll like the look of this.
Well, this is how you reply when you're under pressure. And Rangi Chase, when he comes up here, the Salford number 6, all eyes, his body's turned in, he's looking at what Todd Carney is going to do. Well, Todd Carney is going to throw a special pass, hits Willie Tonga straight on the button. He doesn't have to change the speed of his run, and Vince Dupont just holding very good shape on the touchline to score this try. Well, they've been under a lot of pressure, but they've come up with all the answers, haven't they? Catalan in the last 10 minutes.
Try again, please.
Vincent Dupont getting his 2nd try of the season. A try against Warrington last week, so back-to-back tries for him. Another try from Zebtea as well, his 3rd in the last 2 games. So they're finding their touch, the Catalan Dragons. They're finding their touch in this game, and Giroud looking to close the gap. No, Todd Carney was picked out as a star performer in that win against Warrington, but it was actually Scott Giroud who got the Catalan Dragons Man of the Match award for his contribution, not just goal kicking like that, but also creating a couple of their tries. He's goaled that one.
Well, let's not forget last week they went in 18-0 down to Warrington, came out and blew their opponents off the park. That was a super pass that just again gave the one-on-one Junior Sow and Pomeroy. And Catalan go in the corner.
Catalan 12, Salford 22. And Salford's objective now, surely, to get to the break without any more erosion of that lead. Catalan have eaten their way into it, and they've still got some work to do. If Salford can get to half-time with the lead they have now intact, and still, I mean, they'll be disappointed to have conceded those tries, but to be ahead at half-time in Perpignan, that's no mean feat.
No, it's good effort from the Salford boys. Again, we see Catalan forwards just the little twos players. They need to be running, they need to be making a dent into this Salford line. They're coming up strong, they've been very aggressive in the defence. The opening half hour of this match.
There's a new dad, Jason Batteri, straight from the maternity ward to into action.
Adrian Morley touched that ball, just stuck a hand out.
Oof. That was high. Rangi Chase, and then Willie Tonga trying to exact revenge. Lovely look from Junior Sow there, raised eyebrows.
I would imagine they're all the best of friends.
You know, Rangi Chase has just apologised to Zebtea.
He grabbed Zebtea, brought his arm.
Catalan get the penalty. Theo Farge it was. What a gift that is. They'll be kicking themselves if Catalan capitalise now. Pomeroy on a hat-trick. He is tackled. Good work from Corey Patterson. Escaré. Henderson stumbles. Pirouettes. Hood gets a hold of him. Anderson. Carney again fires the pass. Pomeroy. 4 tackles gone. Salford holding out well. The captain leading from the front there, Harrison Hansen. Here's Todd Carney now. Carney drifting across the field, gets the pass away to Busquet. Here is Scott Giroud. Salford holding their line. The pass goes to ground, and Oldfield has to retrieve it. And Josh Griffin pounces on him. Little grubber kick from Escaré, and again, Catalan, it comes to nothing for them.
Well, it all just seemed a bit too flat then from Catalan. Whether it was Scott Giroud or whether it was Todd Carney, there was nobody with good enough depth that they could go out wide, they could look to play to the edge. It just seemed a bit too pedestrian.
I'll go one further. It was disorganised, and We've talked about how much control the half-backs from the Dragons had last week. Carney and Giroux run the show, but they were nowhere to be seen on that last set of 6.
Good work from the Salford Red Devils. An hour gone. They lead by 32 points to 24 as Chase. Little hint of a kick there, but then keeps it going wide to Weller Haraki. Now Greg Johnson, and Johnson comes off the Catalan player. He'll lead the turnover though.
Yeah, didn't play at that ball. Greg Johnson, they tried to run it on the last tackle. And unfortunately for Yeston Harris's men, he just couldn't get a clean kick away to buy some land.
I'm going to repeat myself, it's not the spectacular that will win this game for the Red Devils. It's the ordinary stuff.
Here's Louis Anderson, reversing towards the Salford try line.
Release. Go.
3 tackles gone. Henderson, Zeb Taylor now. They really are keeping a close eye on the Catalan second rower. Henderson thought he'd seen a gap. That's the 5th tackle of Salford doing well. Can they withstand another assault here from the Catalan Dragons? Giroux this time hoists that kick. Corey Patterson is there, but so too is Michael Oldfield. And Oldfield balletic with the way he claimed that ball and planted it on the ground for a well-worked try, his 3rd of the season.
Well, they take the ball to the left edge. The ball was then transferred into Scott Giroux's hands. He knows that he's got side over on that right edge for Catalan. He's got Michael Oldfield, he's got Elliot Whitehead, another player who's very good in the time to place that kick where he wanted it. That's a good take from the winger. Michael Oldfield, clean hands to ground that ball. 61 minutes, 19 minutes to go.
Kick to come.
And the kick to come. An important kick as well, Bill.
Scott Giroux yet to miss. Kicked 7 from 7 against Warrington last week. 4 from 4 so far for the Catalan Dragons. And this to narrow the gap again. It's a fascinating game, this one. Every time Salford think they've got away, Catalan come back. They've come back again. The game is in the balance.
Well, it's taken almost an hour for the Catalan Dragons side to use the play that's so effective. Remy Casti at the bottom of the screen as you're watching Lauren Fresinu, Michael Monaghan just chatting to one another. There he is. I do wish they had him back out on that field. But Michael Oldfield, he's an expert at that play. Scott Giroux seems to instinctively know where he's going to be. And the former Manly and Roosters winger very rarely fails in his job.
Oh, he got 2 against Warrington last week, Michael Oldfield. Got 23 tries last year in 31 games, and he's been a very, very good signing for the Catalan Dragons.
Second, move now.
Still 17 minutes to go in this game. Here is Julien Bousquet.
3, Weller. Go, good, 3.
Here's Todd Carney now, and Carney finding some space up the middle of the field. Carney still keeping his feet. He's not tackled, says the referee. Drifting across the field, he's actually lost ground.
Go.
Here's Henderson, and Henderson straight up the middle, bats off the first challenge. Kevin Locke brings him down at the 2nd attempt. That's the 5th. And then they get the penalty bang in front of the post. Does Giroux go for the 2 here? The signal surely goes out from the sidelines.
You've got to go for the 2 points. The acceleration from Todd Carney. The step out from dummy half goes one way, brings the ball back to Carney. He's starting to get a touch loose around the middle now, Salford, because of all the work they're doing. And there's the decision, the 2 points.
Good players do that to you, don't you? Todd Carney was facing a retreating defence, and they're more worried about what he might do than what he's actually doing. And from that initial break, a bit loose, a bit sloppy in the contact, Salford. And this will tie the game up. We've got a cracking last 15 minutes coming.
Goal line
Giroud bang in front of the posts. Surely a formality for a kicker of his stature. He got his 600th point recently. Really back on the scene with a bang, Scott Giroud, after a wretched couple of years. Just a handful of appearances. 10 in the last 2 seasons in terms of appearances from Scott Giroud, but thankfully fully fit. And look at the value he brings to a side. Hasn't missed a kick. It's 32 points apiece.
And the signal from the sideline to take those 2 points. Todd Carney, what influence can he have now in the final minutes of this game? Get through this set of 6, get to your kick, defend with all your worth.
Do you think the message has come down from the sideline, from the coach, Yassin Harris? Don't be giving penalties away on the last tackle.
Hold your nerve. Hold your nerve. Don't put yourself under any more pressure. We need the ball in good field position, and when you give a penalty away, that gives the opposition 30 to 40 metres of cheap yardage that they don't have to earn with the ball.
Greg Muniz, Catalan captain. Remy Casti, as the guys have mentioned, sitting this one out, still coming back from a hand injury. Zeb Taylor.
It just looks difficult to get down, doesn't he? Good footwork, big powerful man playing on the edge, running at small men.
Louis Anderson playing in this prop role. Only switched to that position last year, at the end of last year, but he really does look at home there as Whitehead puts a good kick in. Griffin is trapped. Good work. He was in touch, in actual fact.
Well, I thought Darryl Griffin was going to score a try running the other way then. He's expecting that ball, hoping that ball will go off the island. He's using his body to shield it. He bounces up into him. There's where the foot in touch. Good spot by the touch judge.
Yeah, he caught the ball in the field of play, then stepped out. Had he got his foot out first, it'd have probably been okay. Then he's got the ball in the field of play, then puts his foot out.
If he would have got his foot out to play, it would have been the splits then, I think, Stuart.
Yeah. I realise that, yes.
Catalan looking for a big finish, making a couple of changes.
Olivier Elmer is on for Louis Anderson.
Is that a good or a bad thing? We discussed this last night.
Well, he can play. There's no doubting that Olivier Elmer can play.
He could have had a try today if he'd pinned his ears back, couldn't he? They get head and feet to the Catalan Dragons after all that, so this is a great opportunity for them to take the lead in this game for the first time after 67 minutes. Salford
Hold. Go one.
hanging on here. Here is Zeb Taylor.
2. Move now,
2 tackles gone. Important spell this for the Red Devils.
Go 2.
Can they withstand the pressure? Here is Olivier Elmer.
Move, Lama.
Once of Castleford, Wakefield and the Bradford Bulls. Back home in France now to see out his career probably. Here's Carney now. Carney puts the brakes on, changes direction. Seems to have a lot of time drifting across the field. Bright yellow boots trying to get away
4.
from Chase, but great battle between those two.
4.
Here is Muniz now.
5 now,
That's
Tommy.
the 5th tackle. Can Salford withstand this? Henderson, Giroud, will he look for Oldfield again? Oldfield will come and claim this. He was shoved, was he?
I think he just tripped up. I don't think there was a Salford player behind him.
I agree.
I think he just trips up. He's looking at the ball, he's looking in the air, and all of a sudden he just...
Henderson, Olivier Elmer.
They're set for a long shift now.
Move, Tommy.
That was a settled play.
Hold.
Here we go.
Here's Carney now. Carney, Escaré. Oh, Tonga, Greg Johnson just managed to get a hand to his pass, and that was crucial. Vincent Duport would have been in then.
Well, again, if Willie Tonga just backs himself, is it a one-on-one with Junior South? Greg Johnson, just have a little look.
Is there a late hit by Lamatar?
Does he just run there, trying to create that overlap on the edge?
This challenge, I actually think Taz is committed here. You know, it's slow motion. That it looks a lot worse than it is. I actually think he was committed into the tackle. It's just a heavy impact.
He hits hard, Lamatar.
Well, he's winded.
It's difficult to pull out of that.
He's winded. As soon as he passes that ball, he relaxes. He's admiring where the ball's gone.
Todd Carney, an addition, the latest in a long line of Carneys, of course, to Grace Super League. Justin Carney had a wow of a game for Cass against Wigan. Another Carney comes to mind.
Brett Carney.
Brett Carney, that's it.
Brett Carney.
Yeah.
No, in real
Stephen
time,
Kearney.
like the
Stephen
timing was
Kearney,
just
yeah,
off
close.
slightly. It's okay. He's taking the ball to the line, isn't he?
Another one?
He's taking the ball to the line.
That's it.
Todd Carney still feeling the effects of that tackle. Clock stopped.
It's a scrum, boys.
And they'll need him on the pitch
It's off the
as well.
Salford hands.
Only got Scott Giroux. Well, this is where your halfbacks now step up to the mark. It's not about putting that big play in, it's just about leading your side around, giving you forward some direction. We'll have a little look again. Forwards always have to work hard from the inside. They've got to put pressure on the halfbacks. They can't let them go at the line and put the play on that they want.
Head and feet to the Catalan Dragons because that ball came off Greg Johnson. Oh, Pomeroy gets the pass away. Tonga over the top. Escaré, Whitehead is in, surely. Whitehead gets the ball down. He celebrates. Will Phil Bentham award this straight away? He does. I thought he might have to go to the video ref, that ball bobble, but Whitehead has put the Catalan Dragons ahead for the first time in this game. 36-32. It's not gone yet for the Red Devils.
Well, this is what the Dragons are capable of. Off the cuff, ad hoc, an offload and a couple of sweet passes. Releases Elliot Whitehead, who's been relatively quiet by his very high standards. And he gets his team in front. This has been a thrilling game from moment one. There's been tries aplenty. And the big forward, the big second row forward, England international, gets the Dragons in front on the scoreboard.
Second of the season. Todd Carney still struggling.
Not the same time,
Kicking
no,
tee is
but
delivered.
Didn't seem so. Real time. Time off.
Now then, Scott Giroux, the most difficult kick he's had all afternoon. Hasn't missed yet.
Replay.
10 minutes to go. Salford, who led 20 points to nil. 22-0 in actual fact at one point. Now behind for the first time. Giroux has missed for the first time in some time.
So Salford still have a chance. The offload again, committing three defenders. The footwork from Willie Tonga, and then Elliot Whitehead can get outside of his man Corey Patterson. Well, if you score 32 points away from home, you expect to win those games. That means that your defence hasn't been good enough.
I said earlier on that we could possibly anticipate a points fest. The last game between these two at this ground was 37-24 in Catalan's favour. 36-32 this one. Salford aren't out of it yet. And against a Catalan side that can be prone to shooting themselves in the foot.
But not playing a set to six like that, kicking on the third play. We saw it last week. 40-20, yes, from Scott Giroux.
Carney off the field, in fact. Still feeling the after effects of that.
Well, it was that man in your picture, Todd Carney, who come up with a couple of 40-20s last week. On this occasion, it's Scott Giroux, picks the ball up. You can see he runs in from dummy half. It's a quick play the ball. Salford aren't set. He's kicking on the front foot, and that's an excellent kick. Look at the Catalan players all smiling, jumping up and down. They know this field position. They get excited.
He was man of the match last week, Scott Giroux. He won't be far off that honour this week as far as the Catalan Dragons go. That was their club award.
Bill, I'm just trying to work out who's assumed the role of Todd Carney. It looks like they've put the captain, Gregory Muniz, in for the time being.
Henderson picks up and goes to seal it potentially for the Catalan Dragons. And what a battle this has been It has taken some doing this by these Catalan players to get on top of the Salford Red Devils, but it looks as though they have done now. That 40-20 kick from Giroud, and Henderson, the irrepressible hooker, comes up with the try.
Well, that's a tired defensive effort from Junior Sal. Rangi Chase, he shoots out, he opens up the gate, and Junior Sal wasn't expecting Ian Henderson to run from the base of the scrum. When you got someone like Ian Henderson, whose job is during the game to go behind dummy half and exploit any weakness, you've got to make sure, you must make sure that you look at where he is. And on that occasion, they just didn't do that. They lost sight of where he was, and that's just an easy try for Catalan.
And just for the viewers at home, I'm not excusing Rangi Chase. Rangi Chase is going because he thinks the pass is coming. He would expect his loose forward to maybe shut that gap. He shows the inside shoulder to Henderson, and the loose forward on that occasion is Kevin Locke. Sometimes teams put their fullback in so they don't get caught in the tackle. He doesn't move. There's nobody there to close that door.
It was wide open for Ian Henderson to claim his first try of the season in his 100th Super League appearance for the Catalan Dragons. And Scott Giroud looking to get back on target. Smiles on the faces of those Catalan supporters in the background, probably for the first time this afternoon. And Giroud, he's lost his mojo. Still time for the Salford Red Devils. They can't breathe easy yet, the Catalan Dragons. The way this game has seesawed. Come on, says Scott Giroud. We're not home and hosed yet.
Well, there'll be some anxiety in both teams.
Rangi's got it.
It's been such a seesaw affair. There's only 8 points in it still because of those two missed conversions by Giroud. Well,
that's short.
Oh dear, hasn't gone the distance from the restart.
Oh, has it?
I think he was touched by a Salford player before it actually went out. It took a wicked bounce and went in front of the 10-metre line.
Salford's head and feet here.
Yeah.
It's a
It's a Catalan player that touched it before it went out. So the ball has to go 10 metres. It doesn't go there, but it bounces in front of the line and is then played at by the Catalan player, and it goes into touch. So Salford head and feet.
Pomeroy, wasn't it? Didn't need to do that.
Well, who's your money on to win this game? I'm still not confident.
Heads in, boys.
The Catalan Dragons are in front, but there's 2 tries still in Salford.
We haven't seen. There's time for Rangi to pull something out of his bag of tricks. There's still time for the Salford Red Devils. And Haraki is tackled. There's still time. At the start, Gilbert Brutus. There is anxiety now from the Catalan supporters as Junior Sal is tackled. Tommy Lee. Here is Rangi now. Long ball from him out wide to Corey Patterson. Pomeroy trying to get a hold of him. Patterson is over. He stretches out, gets that ball down and gets the try. They're not done yet. And Corey Patterson, who has had a wow of a game in that centre role, gets his second try.
Well, defences are on top in this game. The long ball from Rangi Chase, it bounced kindly into Corey Patterson's hands. He started the game very strongly, gets on the outside of his opposite, Ben Pomeroy. Has good grip on the ball, good purchase, skips on the outside, gives it the big see you later. Wow, and he's kicked the goal as well.
Josh Griffin has landed that one from the sidelines. And Salford, well, they started this game with a bang. Can they end it in explosive fashion?
Well, we're coming into the last 3 minutes of this game. A long booming pass hits the deck. Sometimes that causes a defensive side or a defensive unit to stop and hold, and Corey Patterson picks it up. And I think, again, that's the 4th time I've seen a player with a telescopic arm put the ball down over the line. He's probably half a metre short of it. Wow.
40 points to 38. Catalan clinging on now. Giroud with the restart. Chase was underneath it. Here's Adrian Morley. 37, he doesn't need this sort of drama at his age, in his stage of his career.
You know, he's a tough thing, isn't he? He doesn't shirk any work. Whenever it's a tough carry, he's the man who'll be there. He'll take it up. Theo Fage looks for some space on the outside.
Goal 2.
2 minutes on the clock, or thereabouts. 2.5.
Tommy Lee scanning from dummy half. Go up the line again with Randy Chase.
Here is Junior Sau. Gets the pass away to Greg Johnson. He had a quiet afternoon, but Johnson is tackled. 4 tackles gone.
We're just looking for some open space. Here's Rangi again, going back short side.
Wella Haraki. That's the 5th. Couldn't really get going then, Wella Haraki. Now then, what will Rangi do with the kick? Hoists it. Escaré is underneath it and is solid as a rock underneath it. Tommy Lee come and claims him.
Held there.
Referee says, take it back.
Well, Rangi Chase will be fuming with his kick chase team. It was high and hanging. Up in the air for plenty of time. A penalty.
What a decision from Phil Bentham.
That's a big call.
Elbows down.
Well, it is a big call because we changed the law a couple of years ago so that when this happens, when a player doesn't know that he's been tackled, he can actually be sent back and told to play the ball again. You know, so Catalan should have been given that ball to play again.
You're saying that is the wrong call?
It's the wrong call. Changed the law 2 or 3 years ago so that somebody offloaded the ball, or somebody in that situation wasn't aware they were tackled and gets up and plays the ball, they're then sent back to play the ball again.
And to be fair, Morgan Escaré was looking for the referee, I think, to try and clarify what the call was.
Well, if I would have said at the start of the game, this is going to finish up a draw. Yeah, 16 all, 18 all, maybe even 20 points apiece, but not 40 points to 40 if Josh Griffin kicks this.
And Griffin, who's been impeccable, has kicked it. And the scores are level. This is a bizarre game. 22-0, Salford led. They looked as though they were on their way to a defeat. It's now 40 points apiece, and there is still time for somebody to snatch this.
Well, Scott Giroux, I'm sure, will try and kick this as far away as he can. To the corner, there it goes.
Morley tries to trap the ball. It very nearly got away from him.
Heart in his mouth, Adrian Morley.
There isn't going to be time.
I think Salford would settle for a draw.
Well, Catalan probably after the opening quarter, when they couldn't touch the ball, are going to have to settle for a draw. They might feel hard done by after that. Laurent Fraisenou, after that late decision to award Salford Red Devils the penalty, and they are still debating it out there. Ian Henderson, as ever, seeking clarification from the match official. But the players, well, what they will make of that, I don't know. Well, you can see what Willie Tonga makes of that, because frustrating for Catalan to come back as they did from 22-0 down, to get their noses in front late on in the game, and then to have what looked like a win snatched from them at the end in controversial fashion, certainly in the Catalan camp. But 40 points apiece. Let's go all the way back to the start of this game, because there is a lot to talk about, gents.
Well, this game opened up with early points for Salford. The first 4 tries going in the way of the Red Devils. Junior Sau running over the top of Todd Carney. That was the first 4 points. And the momentum of the first 25 minutes went in the way of the Red Devils. Too big, too powerful. Gets the ball down for the first try of the game. And then it was the opposing centre, or the opposite centre, should I say, who catches the ball. Before his arm touches the ground, he feeds Josh Griffin, who had an influential afternoon with a couple of crucial kicks and conversions. There's a high regather. He does drop it, but this ball goes backwards, and Corey Patterson, playing in the centre in this game, offloads the ball to his winger, Josh Griffin, who played in the centre in the opening 3 games, on the wing in this game. And that was the second try of the game. And it was a nice line, short run around. Corey Patterson breaks 2 tackles. Morgan Escaré can't get hold of him. Run around to a short pass. And the big fella, 6'4" frame, gets the ball down. Elliot Whitehead opens the door for the next Salford try. Tommy Lee going over from short range, but then it was the turn of the Dragons. Zeb Taylor, who had a fabulous afternoon, running 30-40 metres, shows the dummy. Kevin Locke buys it and gets the ball down. A short side play. Todd Carney lures in Junior Sau. Correct decision by Zeb Taylor. That was the first try of the afternoon for Catalan. Here's the no try. He can't resist that offload. Watch the quality of this pass. The speed and accuracy creates the overlap. Vincent Dupont getting the second try for the Catalan Dragons in the first half. That took the scoreline to 22 points to 12. And the last try to take it 22 points to 18 from Ben Pomeroy. Scott Giroux, quick pass, difficult to handle, but the former Cronulla centre was up to the task. That was the story of the first half. 22 points to 18.
Well, it was a points fest, wasn't it? And Theo Fais, he was the first to react to this mistake from Catalan in good field position. They were attacking the line. A good line again from Harrison Hansen. He goes for the try, he reaches out, it's pulled back, goes upstairs to the video referees. And Thierry Alibert and Michael Woodhead, they disallow that try. The ball goes out wide again, the offload from Scott Giroux. Ben Pomeroy, for such a big man, he's powerful, he's quick, he gets up to top speed over a couple of metres, and then all of a sudden they seem to get the focus back. The little tap back from Kevin Locke to Rangi Chase. It's 32 points to 24. Goes over, just rolled his ankle, but he's okay to take the game. He still goes forward, an influential player. We've said it all through the game. Him and Todd Carney's contributions, they can't be underestimated in these games. The kick from one side to the other, that's a strength from Scott Giroux. And when you can kick to someone like Michael Oldfield, again, just running onto that ball, you can see Griffin, he loses his focus. The offloading game really did hurt Salford in the second half. They couldn't control them, they couldn't bring them to ground. The likes of Zeb Taylor, Scott Giroux playing on that front foot, having the opportunities close range. 36-32 in favour of Catalan, and then it's Ian Henderson who goes in from dummy half. Junior Sau making the mistake. And then the sloppy pass, the pickup, the clean pickup from Corey Patterson. And that's an excellent try. Who wanted to win this game? Both sides have shown what they can do with the ball when they are going forward. 40 points apiece, or 40 points to 38 in favour of Catalan. Then the penalty, the big call, and that's what ties the game up. 1 point apiece.
Wow, what a result that is. And this is how the table looks now. Well, Catalan remain in third place, but they can be overhauled by Warrington Wolves should they beat Hull Kingston Rovers on Sunday. And Salford off the bottom, shooting up into the top 8 by virtue of the point they've gained in the second draw of this Super League season, following that draw between Widnes and Wigan that kicked it all off. What a game that was. Coming up on Sky Sports, in fact on Sky Sports 4 next, the Cadillac Championship from the World Championship Golf Series, day 3 of that, and La Liga is on now on Sky Sports 5 with Athletic Bilbao versus Real Madrid. We have seen some drama here. We'll probably see some drama on Sky Sports 3 on 7:30 on Thursday night when Huddersfield Giants take on the Castleford Tigers. And we'll probably get more drama on Friday night as the Warrington Wolves take on the unbeaten Leeds Rhinos. That's 7:30 on Sky Sports 1 for that. So some great Super League action to look forward to. We have had some great Super League action from the southwest of France. Apologies for that picture interference earlier on. What a story we got on the end, because these two sides, Catalan and Salford Red Devils, have battled their way to a 40-all draw.
Sportsbooks, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
Thank yous. It's great getting them from someone unexpected, and I really didn't expect to get one from my bank. But Lloyds Bank paid me back for a pair of shoes I bought on my card, and simply said, it's on us. Apparently they surprise thousands of customers like me every month, on anything from some fancy cupcakes to a pair of plane tickets. It's just their way of saying, thank you.
It's on us, from Lloyds Bank.
Whoever you want to make happy this Easter, with Stork it is so easy. Stork perfected over 95 years. For cupcakes, so light and fluffy, so delicious, you can't wait to share them with your loved ones. So deliciously light and fluffy, Stork Easter Nest Cupcakes. Stork, bake someone happy.
Gamblerware.co.uk.
The Supreme Novices Hurl, the first race of my last ever Cheltenham Festival. My last chance to hear the famous Cheltenham roar from the saddle. More than ever, I'm determined to get my festival off to a flyer.
With William Hill, everyone is guaranteed a return on the first race of the Cheltenham Festival. Get your money back as a free bet if your win or each way bet doesn't come in. Available to all customers. William Hill, the home of betting.
On demand.
Here to improve your game. Golf on Sky Sports, sponsored by American Golf.
The world number one preparing for his third round here in the first World Golf Championship of the year. Rory McIlroy was 11 shots behind after round one. Then after yesterday, he's just 8 shots behind, and with 2 rounds to go, a win is definitely achievable for someone of his caliber. He tees off in a few minutes, and if he does win, that's the trophy he'll get, and it's being guarded there by the tournament host, Donald Trump, king of all he surveys. So here we are, all set for the third round here in the aforementioned Donald Trump's Southern Florida playground as the best players in the world try to turn up the heat in Miami.